I live in a duplex townhouse in Troy, New York, and I pay less than $500 a month to live here. So I thought in this video I could break down exactly how much I pay, how much my tenant pays, and give you a little bit of a tour of the house. So here it is. Right when you come in the front door, there's an old school kind of curved staircase. The tenant lives upstairs and I live downstairs in this unit. There's a little Harry Potter box, which we have a bunch of junk in. Right when you come in the front door, you're in the dining room. Have this old kind of epoxy river table that my husband made. The painting my sister made. There's another painting in there that I made. If you're catching my drift, very thrifty, try to make things when possible. Virtually every update that I made to this house, either I did or my husband did, more realistically. So we really didn't pay contractors for anything. As cheap as possible. Right off the dining room, we have a really big, nice, open living room, which is probably my favorite room in the house because it's got the big bay windows looking out onto the street. Those chairs I spent way too much money on, but I just needed to have them. The fireplaces are very standard for what you would find in Troy. Like a lot of the old houses here have them, but we happen to have 4, 2 in this downstairs unit and then 2 upstairs as well. Sadly, the fireplaces are not functional, but they do make a great TV stand. One con about living in a house that was built in the 1800s is the bedrooms are tiny. I'm gonna show you my bedroom. Most people cannot believe that my husband and I both sleep in a full-size bed. We've gotten used to it. It's not ideal, but literally the bedroom would not fit anything more. As you can see, very little, so little in fact that there's only room for my husband to keep his clothes in there. And then I have my own closet room, we call it. The bathroom needed a full remodel pretty much before we were set to move in because, I mean, when we bought the house, there was a turd in the toilet. So that was one of our closing stipulations. You have to clean the turd out of the toilet. Just completely non-functional, so gross, so dated. So we basically gutted it and redid it before we even moved in because there's only one bathroom in this unit. And so if it's not functional, then we have to go outside. Coming down the hall into the guest room, which is on the left-hand side of the wall. I had to look at my hand. Fostering cats for a while, and unfortunately they kind of wrecked some portions of the carpet, and even though we steam cleaned it like 3 times, it still has the faint scent of cats in there, which I'm getting a whiff of right now. I would say that I like the kitchen. I don't love the kitchen. We did put new cabinets in, do this accent wall with floating shelves. It already had new appliances, luckily. There's not a lot of natural light in here, and that's because we have a 3-season room and a covered patio like right outside the one window. So the natural light doesn't really come in super well, and it's kind of removed from the rest of the house, but it looks pretty nice. We did what we could with it, and yeah. Kind of a mess right now, but it's nice to have all this storage space, especially because I'm the #1 fan of canned goods and beans, as you can see. It's not the best looking pantry because that is actually still on the list of things to renovate. It's one of the last remaining spaces that needs a lot of love. 3-season room. We keep our bikes in here. Back porch. I love it back here. I think it's such a great little outdoor space. I needed something like this, even though I'm living in a city and I do like the city feel. Having a little bit of nice outdoor space to enjoy back here is the best. I just bought those today and I need to plant them still. And back here is our like 1.5 car garage with a door that got partially burned down, but I painted to try and make it look better. Not the best in here, but it is good for storage and parking my car. Okay, last thing I wanted to show you is the basement, which is like probably 2/3 unfinished, and then there's like this one little finished section, and we bought the house like this, which is nice. We set up kind of this really nice like little TV and futon with blankets to try and make it cozy out here. And if you turn the lights out, it makes a really good place to watch a movie. And there's my husband's office. I will not show it to you. It is a disaster zone. This is my office. It's semi-neat right now, mostly because I tidied it up for this video. Bigger than my bedroom. Ceilings are very low. Like I can easily touch it. I think it's about 6 feet 4 inches if I had to guess. And so really tall people would not like it down here. And then I'll show you real quick the creepy unfinished part, which is where our laundry is. So yeah, kind of creepy in here. The upstairs unit is almost exactly identical to the downstairs unit with a few exceptions. The first is obviously they don't have a basement, and they also have a little bit of extra room in the front here because the stairs are here, which gives them an extra room upstairs. And then instead of having 2 bedrooms on the left-hand side of the hall, they have one really long one. And obviously I'm putting some pictures up here because I can't film up there right now, but these are pictures from the updates that we did after our vacancy in February. Okay, so that's the house. Obviously, it's not perfect, but the amount of financial freedom that it has provided me is far worth any kind of little things I would change about the house. A lot of people wouldn't want a multifamily home when they're buying a house, but there are so many multifamily houses in this area, so they're a lot more affordable than in other parts of the country. I bought the house with my partner in 2021. It was February of 2021 when we closed on it for $200,000. I believe it was listed for $220,000 at the time, and we were able to negotiate it down a little bit because there were a lot of updates that needed to be done. The interest rate was 3.125, which is locked in now. Great, because interest rates have gone up so much. We put $40,000 down so that we wouldn't have to get private mortgage insurance. To make sure I'm factoring in all my bills at once, I like doing an escrow monthly payment so it covers the property taxes, the insurance, all that stuff. All in, my monthly payment right now is $1,767.53. Oh, and one thing I should add is this is in a flood zone because it's only a couple blocks from the Hudson River, and so part of that escrow payment is flood insurance, which is required. Property taxes are so bad in New York State. I don't know what they are now, but I know that when we bought the house, it was like $8,000 a year on a $200,000 house. I mean, I know a lot of people that pay $1,000 or $2,000 on a house worth twice this much in some of the southern states. So it's not great, but you know what? Weather's getting a lot hotter. There's some crazy storms and tornadoes and wildfires happening in other parts of the country. I overall feel like we're sitting pretty up here, and this is going to be a good region to be in over the next few decades. Knock on freaking wood. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, I pay less than $500 a month, and that is because I have an upstairs tenant. they pay $1,300 a month. So that is covering right off the bat a huge portion of my mortgage. So that works out to $467 is the net amount left on the mortgage and escrow payment that I have to cover. Utilities are really cheap. It's a row house, and so one side of the house is completely connected to another building, and that means that half the building basically does not get any heat leakage, and so it stays really temperate in the house, and that means my utilities are a lot lower since the house is so energy efficient. It has never been above $200, and that's for gas and electric. Even in the dead of winter, it's been like about $200 has been the most that it's been. It's summer now, so last month my bill was about $140. It's another $80 for Wi-Fi, and then we do cover garbage and water for both units. $600 a year total for water, and then garbage is $500 per year. I am clearly not a real estate investor. This is not my full-time job by any stretch. This is just something that I wanted to do to make sure that I could keep my monthly expenses low and have somebody else paying most of my mortgage. In my experience, if you take care of your tenants, they stick around. Our first tenants stayed for 4 years and just left in February, and now we have new tenants in, and hopefully they'll stay for a while too. One of my least favorite things about having someone living upstairs is you do get some footsteps sometimes. But overall, I love living here. I've lived other places, and don't get me wrong, I have my moments where I'm like, I want to move to New York City. But then I pull up Zillow and I look at the rent prices and I remember how much I pay per month, and I quickly change my mind. This is one of the easiest ways to create financial freedom. I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've quit my job, taken time off, taken an extended international trip. One year we went to Mexico for 2 months in the winter and rented out our unit on Airbnb. Just all this kind of crazy, chaotic freedom that I'm able to have because my monthly expenses are so low. If you're hearing about these expenses and you're like, whoa, I should totally buy a house in that area, you should know about some of the pros and cons about living in the capital region in upstate New York first. I did do a video kind of outlining some of those so that you can go in eyes wide open.